Hi guys, long story. I dropped an SD card, micro SD card, up in my workroom. That meant I had to clear a space on the floor to search for it, because my workroom is my junk room. It's where everything's just stored. Anyway, it means I keep finding stuff that I'd forgotten I'd got. So I found this. It's an iPod, and it looks like it's one that I've attempted to repair or repaired, I don't know, for somebody in the past. Looks like I've changed the battery, because that there is what the battery pack came in. And there's also a plastic spudger there, getting the case off. Little Torx screwdriver and various bits and pieces. Model serial numbers. That looks to me like a replacement charger, and I'm guessing that's the original. That looks a bit green and manky. I've no idea if it works. And that's obviously a replacement, to replace that. So I'm going to plug it into a power unit and see if it charges up. That looks like it got a bit bent when it was spudgered to get it open. Yeah, I'll plug it in and see if it takes any charge. That's got to be, well, how old are iPods? A 20 gigabyte iPod. Yeah, I'll plug it in, see if it takes charge. Well, I've plugged in the one that looks like the original charger, and we've got a bit of a display come up. Oh, well, something's happening. We'll come back later and see what's happened. It does look, we get the light in the right way. Can we turn a light on or anything? I don't know. I never had one. Well, I say never had one. Obviously, I've got one, but it's not mine. It's one I've been given to look at. Yeah, we'll leave it charging and see if anything happens. That's not so good. Left it charging overnight. Still apparently charging. And it actually is worse than it was yesterday. Yesterday we had the vaguest remains of a display there. Now we've got absolutely nothing. What I think has happened is it's been left for so long that the battery that's in there, the replacement battery, has died so far that the circuitry won't allow it to be charged up. If they've gone down below a certain level, then the protection circuit prevents them being recharged. So we'll probably have to take it out again and put it on charge externally and see if that will actually run. Could probably do the same with this old one as well, because I didn't understand that about batteries back then. I've opened up our iPod so we can have a look inside. I've put a connector on the battery so we can actually measure the voltages. Ignore the colours. Those just happen to be the colours that are on the connector that I'm using. In fact, the red from the battery is going to the yellow. I assume the red's going to be the positive. Black is going to black, and then white is going to red. So as I say, ignore those colours. So if I measure across there, 4.14. If I measure across there, 4.1. I assume, I don't know, I assume one of those goes to some sort of sensor on the battery pack. Maybe it's a overheat thing, I don't know. But for some reason it's given a slightly different voltage, which indicates it's going through some sort of resistance or something. But that looks fully charged. So that's not what the problem is. Just out of interest, we'll measure the old one because it's still here. Okay. So this is the old battery. That's not bad. I mean, when they go really bad, they go down below, well, nearer 3 volts. If they're down to about 3 volts, then you can assume that they're pretty dead. But that's not bad at all. 3 points, it's nearly 3.8. And again, a little bit less on there, 3.75. There must be some sort of sensor. Yeah, don't know what that's about, but it does tell us that the problem with this is not the battery, because the battery is well charged. I've just pushed it back in again. We've got the Apple logo come up. I don't know if we can actually see that, but it gives us the web address and it says Apple support. Okay. I've never used a iPod. I wouldn't know what's supposed to happen. But I think it's telling me it's not happy. The only thing I did there was I just pushed the tags along the top of the drive, whether they weren't fully home. Yeah. I don't even know if you can see that the logo's come up there. There we are. Basically, it's saying it's got a problem, isn't it? But it's not the battery. I seem to remember looking at a replacement drive as well. Does look like it's not able to read the drive, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe it's the drive that's faulty. I think trying to get hold of a replacement drive would be a problem nowadays. Okay, well, we're a step forward. It's not the battery. I finally decided to look at my old videos when I first looked at this iPod. which was 9 years ago. And looking at that, I could see I'd linked to this video by Tinkernut. I'll just try and skip in there so we don't watch too much of his video. If you want to watch it, you'll have to click on the link and go to it. But he does talk about converting it to a compact flash. And down in his video description, he gives us 2 links: where to buy the parts, Tarkan, and where to download alternative operating system from Rockbox. And I thought, well, he did this back in 2014, so we better just see if those links still work. And yes, Rockbox is still there, and it's still being updated. There's comments there, July 2024, so it's still a current site. And then this other thing, the adapter, that's still available. Hang on, how do I get out of that? Wrong button. There we go. It would cost me £31, which is probably more than I actually want to spend, plus the cost of a suitable SD card. The one they show you is 200 gigabytes, so yeah, that'll be another few quid. But yeah, you can still do it if you really want to. If you've got an old iPod that you want to modify, then it's doable. So those links will be in the video description, so you can look at them yourself and get the details off them. Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily, so don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. You can always find more information in the video description. Thanks again for watching.